Hey there, so today I'm going to be showing you how to make these cute little raffia birds. They got a little involved, so this is going to be a two-part video. In the first video I'm going to show you how to make the sitting bird, and I'll show you how to do two different wing variations. And then the second video will be showing you how to make the outstretched wings and wire armature legs. And I think they both came out cute. These guys are going to go like on the mantle as like a little spring Easter display. And then this one, he's staying out here. Since I made a few birds, I chose the ugliest one to stay outside because he's probably only going to last one season, because raffia is like a palm fiber, so even if you sprayed it with like a polyurethane, it's still gonna get wet and probably mold after a month or two of being out here, so just keep that in mind. Whip these up super quickly, like in 10 minutes if you want, if you just do a really simple sitting bird, or you could make it more complicated like I did and get way more involved with it.
Materials you'll need include pine cones, yarn, raffia, a 6-inch long cardboard form, ruler, various pliers including wire cutters and needle nose. You'll also need scissors and a Sharpie. So here we are starting. You're going to go around your cardboard form 25 times. We are making 3 bundles, this same exact method. You can make your cardboard form thinner than this, it'll make it easier to get through with the scissors. I gave up with my scissors and I used a razor blade for the last one. And then I steal a few pieces from each pile. You're going to use these for tying later on. About 5 or 6, and you might need to cut more in addition. But so now we are going to tie 2 of the bundles directly in the middle. Try to get it as even as possible. If there's longer pieces, just pull it down or up or whatever you need, because one super short piece or couple could make it difficult later on with certain areas of the bird. So doing one more. Double knot, just such a simple overhand knot. And now we're going to fluff. So this raffia that I'm using is a 1/4 inch thick, and then when you open it, it's like about 2 inches thick. So that's what I'm doing here, just getting a few pieces ready. So take one of the bundles that you tied in half, put the bundle that you did not tie in half on top of that, just cross it directly in the middle, fold it over, use a hair tie or something, a rubber band, to tie it up, get that piece out of the way. And now fold over the other piece. And now I'm showing you, so that's where the tie was, that's where you tied it, the bundle directly in the middle. You don't want that to be the front of your face, because like this bird, you're gonna end up with like kind of a flat face. I like this face much better. It's just looks a little bit more natural. So you're gonna turn it so that the front of your face is the part with all the different strands on it and not the part with the tie. So this is your head. This part that I'm holding now, that is the top of the bird's head. So try to get it even and smooth, and then tie it, simple overhand knot. And tie the other side as well. Do it as tight as you can. So right here, that is what I'm tying right now. That's the bird's throat. So get it super tight. And now you can take off the twisty. And those are your breast feathers. Those are gonna go under the bird, and I fluff those up because everyone likes a nice full breast, right? So I actually didn't like how my feathers on my head, I'm gonna call them feathers, I didn't like how they were laying. So if you don't like something, don't be afraid to take it apart and do it again. I'm just fluffing it and trying to get it to lay flat. And I found it easier to tie with a thin piece of raffia instead of the fluffed one, because you can just pull a little tighter, which helps just get everything in place. So I fluffed a piece of raffia, and now I'm going to put that over the top of what I just tied on there. And then that is giving me the smooth aesthetic that you get when you fluff the raffia. That's the whole reason why I fluff the raffia. Even though it's very time consuming, it makes a better effect. So now put your wings in the middle of the bird, right behind the throat there. And you can just see, like, it's coming along, you're making a bird. That's how it's gonna be, but now we're gonna work on the belly. So I used 3 fingers, just wrapping it around a few times. I forget exactly how many, it was a few, like maybe 15 or 20 times it went around. And then just tie it in the middle to secure it down. So this is gonna add that nice full breast that you think of when you think of a bird's chest. So now you can either cut off the ties or just tuck them into the belly. And then grab your bird, stick the belly right behind the throat there, and nest it in those bottom feathers, the breast feathers. Put your wings right there behind the head and throat as well. And then you're gonna cinch it down and pull everything together. You can kind of like puff up the breast at the same time you're pulling the head back, head and the top feathers back. And just kind of lay it smooth, mess around with it. I found it easier to pull the head back to get the shape of the bird rather than push the breast forward, just as a tip. And then you tie it down right at the base of all that mass, and so you're kind of defining the tail and the body. And I don't double knot until I like it, so now I'm satisfied with it, so I'm double knotting. And you could finish it here if you wanted to. I would recommend fluffing the feathers if you just wanted to end it here. But you could be done and on your way to making the face right now if you wanted to. But we're gonna add nice full feathers. So I fluff the feathers, of course. You gotta fluff. So it's time consuming again, but do what you can. I found it easier to take it out of the bird. And now I'm gonna make the wing inserts. So I drew a line like my wings are about 2 inches long, a little bit less. So I made one that I liked. I retraced it so they're a similar shape and size. Cut it out of cardboard. And then I'm labeling it front right and front left. That way I kind of know, because the upper part is jutting out a little bit more than the bottom. So I want to remind myself how I want it to lay. So now we're making little puff balls the same way we did the belly. They're just smaller. I went around, I think 2 fingers this time, like about 10 times. And just kind of see how it's gonna fit onto your cardboard form. and then hot glue it on. And of course, now what are we going to do? We're going to get some more strands of raffia and we're going to fluff them. Oh my goodness. I feel like it's worth it though. So you hot glue it onto the back of your cardboard and wrap it around your wing. So I feel like this is just making it easier to camouflage under the wing feathers. Like if your wing feather were to go askew and reveal what was underneath, it wouldn't be hideous. And it's just gonna add, like blend in to the rest of the bird. So that's why I cover these wings up like this. And then also I'll show you in a minute, you can use these inserts themselves as wings. So now I'm gonna put my fluffed feathers into the bird. Put your inserts behind the wings as far up as they'll go. And then you're gonna fold the wing feathers over and try to cover that whole insert evenly so it doesn't show. And you can use the hair tie again to hold your place. That was a tie from under on the belly that was misbehaving, so I just cut it off. And now you can kind of manipulate the wings and get the position right before you tie it down. And then just tie it when you're satisfied with it. So now I'm gonna show you how to make a different set of wings. This is the very first bird that I made, and I'd feel guilty if I didn't show you how it would look with that style of wing. So just pop your bird open. And I hope you seeing this, me just pop that open, you know, like emboldens you to redo your bird if needed. So that's how it would look, you know, just hot glue it on if you decided you wanted wings that looked like that. Just spend a little bit more time making those inserts pretty. Okay, and now we're gonna jump right into making the eyes for your bird. So just do a simple overhand knot and size it up. See if that size knot is gonna be okay for your eye. If your bird is somehow ended up a little bit bigger than mine, maybe you would want to double knot it in the same place for a bigger eye. So I'm just putting on a latex glove so my hands don't get all full of Sharpie, and go ahead and blacken that out. You could use like a seed from outside or little black beads or something if you had it. Get creative and use what you have on hand. And I really like using small pieces of pine cone for the beak. So I get the smallest ones I can from the top. Get a few pieces so you have your choice. So you're going to be putting the beak into the crevice that is created between the two main pieces of raffia bundles. So put them in there, see what you think. And now for the eye placement, it can get a little tricky. This bird, I didn't really like how it came out. I used a flat piece of raffia on the top of the head there, and it gave it a funny look. I like the bird on the right a lot better. I think it just looks overall more natural. So I'm going for that look over the left hand one. But plan as you might. As soon as I placed this eye, I knew it was in the wrong spot, but it can be fixed. and I'll show you that in a minute. So I just very slowly and gently start to peel that first eye off, and luckily I only ripped a small piece of raffia, which I just cut a little bit off with the scissor there and re-glued the eye on. And then glue your beacon. So all you have left to do is fluff the tail and cut it to the shape that you would like. In the next video, I'll show you how to do the outstretched wings and wire legs of the second bird.